Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, you know, Jack wasn't kidding before. He's had a lot to do since he came to town with a friar's dinner and his own television show and a lot of stuff that he's been working. So he's a little tired now. This being an hour show, he's up resting in his room. I have to go up and bring him a cup of hot milk in a little while. Meantime, I'd like to introduce a man who is probably one of the greatest artists in this field. Ladies and gentlemen, the wonderful Larry Griswold.
I'm awfully sorry, Mr. Sinatra, but Larry is unable to make it over here tonight, you see. He was out celebrating again, and he's in no condition to die.
Well, what do you mean he can't make it? What are we going to do about it?
To my whole family. I'm Larry's father.
Oh.
I've known him ever since he was a little boy. Look, I taught him all the dives. I'll run up and do a couple of dives so you won't disappoint your people.
No, wait a minute.
Don't worry.
Can you do this?
Of course, I keep myself in good shape doing athletics down at the gymnasium at the YWMCA. Don't worry about it. You worry about me. I've been a lot higher than this a lot of times. Hey, but watch who you're pushing around. I don't mind anyone shoving, but don't push me. Shovel real quick. First, I better try out the board for spring. Oh, the bugle here. That's the hypotenuse. This board's a little narrow. I missed my step. Well, I'll start off with a swan dive and then lead up to the more complicated maneuvers. Oh, no, that's my tie. Well, can't dive with clothes on. Boy, that scared me, too. Someone evidently left the gate open. Look, I'll turn off with a back jackknife, which is one dive I can do. You don't all dive, you got to concentrate on just two things. Control. That's both of them. Well, never give up and never say die. I always do. Look, skip the preliminary dives. We'll start right off with a full twisting 1 1/2. First, the full twist. Boy, am I cool. Oh, slippery board. Gotta take my shoes off. Board slippery. Keep them together. I gotta wear them. Well, here, oh boy, look what it's doing. Oh, Richard, last pair of nylon. You know, uh-oh, I didn't want to go in with my watch on. Wouldn't want to get that baby wet. I almost forgot to put on my diving cap. Can't stand water in my ears when I dive.
Isn't he wonderful? Just great. And now, we have another very unusual artist with us tonight. Although he's just a 10-year-old boy, he's been acclaimed everywhere as one of the outstanding violin virtuosos of our time. His recent appearance at Carnegie Hall has won much praise, high praise, from all the critics. Ladies and gentlemen, Master Charles Castleman. Here you are, boy.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. For my first selection tonight, I would like to play the Ukrainian Fantasy by Wieniawski Andrzej.
Frank! Oh, pardon me, did you see Mr. Sinatra?
Oh, yes, he went out that way.
Oh, he did? Oh, thank you. Oh, pardon me. So, you play the violin, do you?
Yes, sir.
Do you practice?
No, sir.
You don't practice? Well, you'll certainly never get anywhere if you don't practice. You have to practice, you see, if you want to be good, you know, and these are the important years, you know. I remember when I was your age.
You do?
Yes, I used to practice every day, and that's how I became a very, very fine violinist. You're going to play a number now, are you? You might let me see how you hold the bow and everything. You'll never get anywhere that way. Let me show you. You see, in the first place, the way you're holding the bow, you see, it could slip right out of your hands, don't you see? You must hold the bow like this. You see what I mean? Stiff like this. This is called the Western grip. You see what I mean? See, then it'll never get away. Now, your chin, how do you put the violin under it? No, you must rest it a little bit. You see what I mean? A little bit like more, and hold this like this. You see what I mean? This keeps you from slicing. You see in the string? And keep one foot out, just a little bit. One out, one leg out a little bit. Oh, wait a minute. You got to keep the leg out just a little bit like this. There you are, you see. This way you won't. Now, this is the way to play a violin number. Now, let me hear you play a number now. Listen. Go ahead, let's hear it. Go ahead. You know, Sinatra's supposed to come out now, but he forgot his cue altogether. Oh, pardon me.
What are you doing, Jack?
Huh? Well, I'm just giving the kid a few pointers, I think.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Jack, did you ever hear of the concert violinist Charles Castleman?
Charles Castleman? Yes, we went to school together.
Oh, really?
In fact, I taught him everything he knew, you know.
Yeah. Well, Jack, this is Charles Castleman.
Oh. Well, the Charles Castleman I'm thinking of had a trio in Waukegan. There was a violin, an organ, and a monkey. You see what I mean? The monkey now has his own band. It's called Spike Jones.
Jack, let's get out for a while. We'll let Charles Castleman play this.
Okay.
fiddle, huh?
I still think he hasn't got his legs right. I don't know. This thing.
Thank you, Charles. Thank you very much. My concerto is a simple melody, as simple as the day we met. My concerto isn't meant for Carnegie, yet once you hear it play, you'll never forget. I wrote it just for you, with a feeling from within. For no one else but you could make such music begin. My concerto is a love song from the start, and when you hear my song, you'll hear my heart. My concerto is a love song from the start, and when you hear my song, you'll hear my heart. Thank you very much. Thank you. Well, it's tea time. You see, we feel that they're building another bungalow back there. We feel that it's a halfway mark in our show at this point. A football team gets time off between halves, so I don't see why we shouldn't. I look like a football team. Well, what are you going to do? You know, this is our last show from New York City. Starting next week, our program will originate from Hollywood, the land of the sunshine. Sunshine! Hey. I understand one day last week they had 8 inches of sunshine out there. But I'm looking forward to the trip back because we're planning to fly the southern route. See, when the plane flies over Washington, I want to wave goodbye to some of the money that we're leaving back. You know, I found out recently that there's a trick to this, you see. I mean, guys like Harry Richmond, Georgie Price, Hope and Crosby, they got sidelines, side rackets. Crosby's got an orange juice business. Hope has oil wells. I got a trunk full of old bow ties. And speaking of money, our guest tonight is not exactly destitute himself. You know, Jack goes around and he tells everybody that he has something put aside for a rainy day. It could pour for 40 years, and he'd still be drier than a cow in a Kansas Dust Bowl. There's a bad joke. Well, what are you going to do? And it was such a long time getting around to a bad joke like that. Of course, there are other things in life besides money, but it takes money to get them. You know, it makes you a little nervous. Anyway, it'll be nice getting back to the coast for a change. I mean, last season we did all our shows from here and a few this year, and I think that our New York fan club deserves a rest. You see? Down, Spotty. Matter of fact, we got a note from our Hollywood branch, and they're raring to go. They've been practicing by getting autographs from Champ Butler or a couple of those boys out there. See, they stay in practice. You know, it's amazing how wonderful these kids are, really. They wait around, like, for instance, on a pouring rainy day. They wait for 6 hours for an autograph, and finally, when they get up real close to you, some little guy looks, he says, this guy's nuttin'. You know, 9 chances out of 10, he's right. I mean, when I was a kid, I used to wait outside of stage doors. I don't want to give anybody's age away, but when I was a kid, I used to wait for Crosby's autograph. I'll never forget one day I said, you know, I have aspirations of being a singer, and he said something very nice, very encouraging to me. He said, you keep singing, kid. Someday you may be another Rudy Valley. Oh. What are you going to do, Pop? I can't help it. You'll have to excuse me. I'm a little bit... I haven't been well. I was up a little late last night. Jack Benny invited me to a party. Party? I should have known what kind of an affair it would be when he brought his fiddle along. He told me that they were very, very dear friends of his, and it was going to be a lot of fun. It was some little place over in Jackson Heights, and it's called the banquet room of Kozlenko's Bar and Grill. It's in the back, you know, where they have the weddings. And it's on Queens Boulevard, right next door to Zabrisky's Bowling Alley. And Jimmy Prosser's a saloon over there where Gleason hangs out. Well, when we got there, say we were a riot tonight. We got there, the party was on the way, and you should have seen the ball that they were having. I gotta move the stool now.